They always figured she was just that quiet contractor. You know, the one with oil under her nails, tightening scopes, mumbling about zeroing in a way nobody cared to understand, never speaking up unless a tool broke or a rifle jammed, never drawing attention, just blending into the background, the invisible person everyone needed but never noticed. That was Sarah Mitchell, until the morning some hotshot tried to mess with her rifle, and by dusk, there was a dead sniper in Denver, a shot taken from 2,800 meters, same signature, same style. And suddenly the whole base realized maybe they'd never really seen her at all. Not for 6 years. Not since Raven 1 disappeared off the grid. You ever seen redemption up close? I mean, really watch someone claw their way back into the world after being erased? I have. And let me tell you, it doesn't look like a Hollywood montage. It's a storm, sometimes silent, sometimes loud, but always messy. The story really begins just after 6 a.m., when that Colorado wind whipped so hard it felt like the mountains themselves were exhaling. And Sarah, she didn't flinch, didn't hunch, just adjusted the range flag like it was another Tuesday. Behind her, instructors joked over burnt coffee, trading stories, not one of them giving her a second look, just the tool girl. The name Brad Coleman spat out like a dare. He was a trust fund lieutenant, always posturing, always got something smart to say, convinced the universe bent for him. Yeah, you know the type. That day's exercise was all about the Barrett .50 cal, a beast built for one purpose: long-range kills, ego-wounding distance. Coleman's team lined up to show off, and the damn thing jams right away, failure to chamber. Torres, the only range sergeant who treated Sarah like a person, calls her over. She's already moving, fingers moving like she's got a metronome in her head. Fixes it. Easy. But instead of handing the rifle back, she lies down at position 3, checks her own wind calls, adjusts the bipod. And for the first time in months, everyone's watching her. Coleman scoffs. Tool girl wants to play hero. Torres just watches. And then Sarah's face goes stone still, like nothing in the world could shake her. She takes the shot. Center mass, 3,200 meters, wind howling. No spotter, no tablet, just instinct. Bang. 20 seconds of silence, the kind that hums in your bones. And then Torres, just a whisper. That's legendary. And right then, right there, the room changed. Nobody laughed anymore. But what really set the whole place on edge wasn't the shot. It was the man in the black coat watching from behind the glass. Colonel Jake Morrison, old school, counterintelligence, the kind of guy who only shows up when something serious is about to go sideways. He's there for Sarah. She rolls her sleeve up to adjust her sling, and just for a second, you catch the edge of a tattoo, a raven with wings stretched and 7 feathers. Morrison mutters, like he's cursing, Raven 1. That night, Fort Carson is asleep, but Sarah's wide awake, sitting cross-legged on the water tower, watching the approach through her scope. She knows Morrison will come. She can read the way a man walks, a combat limp, too much weight on the left. She greets him before he even opens his mouth. "You're late, Colonel." He just grins, tosses her a folder, top clearance, no markings. They meet in the generator room. Sarah already swept for bugs, left a hair across the latch. All the little things you do when you know someone's coming for you. Morrison slides her grainy photos, target profiles, shot signatures. Page 7. She freezes. Marcus Chun, Raven 3, dead 4 days ago, single shot, 2,800 meters, 7 coins on his chest. It's a message, Old War sign, 7 for the Ravens. "You kept the Damascus files," she says. Morrison nods, pulls a second photo. This one sharp, a black SUV in Syria, windshield blown out from 4,200 meters. They said it was a drone, but it was you. Operation Blackbird. Sarah just closes the folder, voice like gravel. "What do you want, Morrison?" He leans in. "Someone's killing off Raven assets. Surgical, precise, and you're next. Vincent Kane, your old handler, he's gone private. Runs Shadowhawk Solutions, contracts out to anyone with the bankroll." Marcus was a warning. The room turns cold. Kane isn't just erasing names. He's erasing history. Back in her quarters, Sarah calls the only number she trusts, General Hayes. My cover's blown. Hayes doesn't miss a beat. Protocol 7 is active. You'll have my help. It's the one lifeline she's got left, the only reason she's alive. At BY morning, Sarah's moving through the motions. Mess hall, small talk, but she's already in hunter mode. Finds 3 pinhole cameras in her quarters, tiny lenses nobody else would catch, a boot print on the radiator. European contractors, not US issue. Her rifle's been tampered with. Trigger just loose enough to kill her if she didn't check. She fixes it, sets a trap, then waits, not in her room, but flat against the roof, ghillie suit blending into the vents. Watches as a man breaks in, moves like Delta. Tommy Brooks, ex-operator, now Kane's muscle. She tracks him back to an abandoned warehouse. Zip ties him to a chair. No torture, just questions. Why now? He spits blood, then laughs. Because Raven 3 is dead, and Kane is wiping the board. Sarah gets names, a new kill list, 12 operators, Kane at the top. It's on. Next 72 hours, she's a shadow. Martinez, ex-Navy sniper, dead in his car. Jensen, demolitions, blown to pieces in Boulder. Thompson, hand-to-hand, gives her a fight. She wins. Each time, she leaves a calling card. 6 years late, but I keep my promises. R1. Morrison sees the pattern. She's gone rogue, he says, but Torres just shakes his head. She's doing what we trained her to do. What we couldn't. The final act comes like a storm. Kane drops 20 mercenaries onto Colorado soil, sweeping for Sarah, joint training, on paper, but everyone knows the truth. Morrison's got comms. Torres is watching flanks. But Sarah, she's the ghost in the snow. Picks them off, one by one. No mercy, no mistakes. Ricochet shots, drone in the air. She downs it at 900 meters. Kane starts to panic, orders his team to grab General Hayes as leverage. Sarah's heart skips. Classic Kane move. Always uses people as shields. She intercepts the chatter, sprints towards Cheyenne Mountain. Hayes being dragged into an abandoned NORAD bunker. Hayes blinks into a security camera, Morse code, location. Sarah sets up her shot. Nearly 5 kilometers, 4,847 meters, through shifting winds, glass, elevation drop. Torres counts down, 10-second window. Kane just stepped into sight. Sarah breathes, slows her pulse, squeezes. The round splits the night, crashes through reinforced glass, drops Kane before he can even gloat. World record, clean kill, but it's not about the distance, it's about closure. Hayes comes through comms, target down. Raven 1, you just made history. In the aftermath, Shadow Hawk dissolves. Interpol moves. The Pentagon issues a bland statement. No mention of Raven 1. At Fort Carson, Sarah walks through the gates. Not a word spoken, but Coleman, the lieutenant, stands and salutes. Just once. She nods, goes to the range, fires 3 perfect shots. No one speaks. Respect doesn't need applause. Later, under the stars, Sarah looks at a photograph of her team, their faces ghosted by time. She slides it into her rifle stock, her way of remembering. Next morning, training resumes. New candidates, fresh faces. One asks, "What's the first thing a sniper learns?" Sarah smiles, real soft. You wait longer than they expect. You shoot faster than they can blink. They scribble it down, thinking it's just another lesson, not knowing it's a lifetime in 12 words. Somewhere in Langley, a red file is stamped. Raven Protocol reactivated. But Sarah doesn't know. Or maybe she does, and she just doesn't care. Stories like hers don't end with parades or headlines. They end with a rifle, a silent promise, and a path only she can see. As she walks off the range, the camera pulls wide. Sarah's silhouette heading for the mountains, rifle slung, the world quiet behind her. Some legends get born, others get forged in fire, and some, well, they walk away, leaving only questions in their wake. So tell me, where do you stand on redemption, on justice, on what's owed and what's earned? Drop your thoughts below. Who was right? Who crossed the line? And in a world built on secrets, who gets to walk away?